Welcome to Rotorua. This is about our third week in the program, and we had our overnight trip to Rotorua, New Zealand in the North Island. On our first day, it was about a 3-hour drive up, but it was good. It was a beautiful drive. We got to see a ton of scenery. There was a lot of sheep. They say there's more sheep in New Zealand than people. And then when we got to Rotorua, we did zorbing. That was insane. You basically are in this giant inflatable hamster ball filled with water, and they just roll you down a hill. And it sounds insane, it felt insane, but it was so much fun. I would 100% do it again. And then we got to our hotel. We had a free evening for like the rest of the day. So me and a couple other people decided to go to this restaurant called The Fainting Goat. I got pizza. I actually think everybody might have gotten pizza, but that was really good. Then we had our geothermal hot spring kind of excursion. This is where we got this sort of tour through like the different geothermal vents in the area. It was all sulfur, so it didn't smell the greatest, but it was really interesting to learn about. And we got to see a waterfall, which was gorgeous. And then we came back and it was time to like get in the mud spring. We got to put it on our face, which I honestly feel like it did kind of help my skin a little bit. You were only allowed to be in the mud bath for about 20 minutes, I think is what they said, because it dries your skin out to like a healthy level before 20 minutes, but then after 20 minutes it's like too much. And then we got to get ready for our traditional Maori dinner, which was like a hangi dinner, where it's basically this pit in the ground that it's like wood that they set on fire, I'm assuming. Wood and then rocks that heat up, and that's what cooks the foods. They did, I think it was lamb, chicken, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, and stuffing. Super delicious. But before we got to eat the food, we watched this cultural performance. They start off with this, they called it like a bushwalk, where you're walking through the forest to this little river where they rode like an old style boat and did a performance. I won't spoil too much. We had our dinner and we had another bushwalk where this time they took us to see like glowworms. Doesn't look like much, but it almost is like a rock with fairy lights, like little blue lights. The next morning, wake up, pack up, breakfast, and we got on the road to Hobbiton, which was the set for like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, in case you didn't know. But that was really cool. They told us a lot about how they had this set for Lord of the Rings, and then when production stopped, they tore down the set because that's what you do. But when they brought back The Hobbit, they wanted to keep the set, and the set is actually on this like working sheep farm. So there were animals, there was like produce that they were growing. Really interesting to see just like how the two worlds kind of like meshed. And we obviously got like a little bit of history, how like the whole production came to be. And after we saw Hobbiton, that was the end of our school excursion in Rotorua.